What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show from the Valley to the Mountaintop podcast. I'm your host, Micah Gibson. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. On this podcast, we interview business owners to see the ins and outs on what it took to build their particular business. I hope you brought your pen and pad because we have a special guest in the building. I'm going to let him introduce himself. And while you're at it, sir, give us a little bit of background on your upbringing.
Okay. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is DeAngelo Rogers. My company name is Rogers That Logistics LLC. I'm from Florida. Duval, you feel me? But I am a father, a godly man that took this entrepreneur journey 7 years ago. After working multiple 9 to 5s and understanding that I can make more money per hour, um, being my own boss.
Wow.
So I took the approach as, okay, if I can make $100 picking up a Home Depot order on an app and then use another app and make $50 on top of that, I just made $150 in 1 hour
Mm.
instead of working the 9 to 5 in the management role. I was a manager at BJ's Warehouse, and they're only making $42 an hour.
Mm. No, let me ask
So
you
I was like,
this. Oh no,
mhm.
don't let me cut you off. Don't let me cut you off.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Well, okay, now when you say at that $42 an hour, now a lot of people would
Yeah.
get hung up on the hourly rate. Like, man, this is a good job, ain't? Because I've heard when I've worked jobs, I've heard people say, and this is what they would say: where else could you go and make $42 an hour? Now, out of all of the things, why logistics? Like, why didn't you be like, well, man, this good money? Why did you choose logistics out of everything?
To be honest, logistics chose me.
Mm.
Um, I never thought about logistics. I I was working at Amazon delivery with the third party company. I like delivering, and then I transferred to the fulfillment center. Worked there too. I was like, let me dig a little deeper here. Start talking to a little box truck drivers, semi truck drivers, and I noticed Sprinter vans was coming in and they was telling me, "Oh, I made 1,800. I made 2,300." I'm like, "Doing what?" Delivering packages. Huh. I was like, "Huh." Okay. So I started watching YouTube. Started watching certain uh, YouTubers out there that does the cargo business, and I did that for like 3 years, just studying. 3 years of studying, studying, studying. And as I was studying, man, I was just going to different warehouse jobs and just moving up, like from laborer to forklift driver to clamp driver to unloading trucks to loading semi trucks to understanding that process, learn the whole logistics process.
Mm-hmm.
Because logistics is bigger than just delivery.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I say logistics chose me because I was just working several different jobs to make ends meet, but also to level up to understand logistics before I start my business.
Okay. Now I want to go back a little bit. When you started talking to different guys and you start seeing it, did you start
Hmm.
creating a plan? Like, now, what's your plan? Was I'm gonna do it on the side, or was your plan the whole time was, man, I'm going all in?
To be honest, man, I'm going all in.
Man, man.
That was my business plan. To be honest with you, I'm going all in. It's either this or that.
Right.
It's no B. It's no plan B.
Right.
Plan A all the way
Right. Now look,
with faith.
with faith. Now when you tell people this, I'm sure you had this conversation with a few of your coworkers.
Correct.
Now, what did they say? Like when you start breaking it down, because a guy told me this and I never forgot it. He said, once you see the light, you can't unsee it.
Correct. They started laughing at me.
Mm.
The first guy I told, we was cool. I told him, I said, "Hey, dude, I see a lot of YouTubers. Well, at that time, it wasn't a lot of YouTubers like it is now. It was like two or three that was popping up." And I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "I want to start my own business." And he was like, No, that's not going to work, man. Like, you're a manager. It's not going to work, man. You can't make that type of money on your own. You got tights bracket. You got no tights. It's like you got all these bills.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you want to make 2,300. Are you really gonna make 2,300? Or he was breaking it down to me like, you not going to succeed. I said, okay. In my head, it's clicked in. I need to prove to him, but also prove to myself that I could do this,
Mm.
and also pray about it. So I
Right.
prayed about it every day.
Right. Right. Now, let me ask you, did you already, because I've watched all your videos on TikTok,
Hmm.
did you already, because you know, like when some people start a business, they would already kind of have a vehicle. Like if you got a guy cutting grass, he already got a lawnmower in his garage, he already got a truck. Did you already have a van or what was your transportation?
No, sir. I had a 2015 Chevy Impala.
Mm.
Um, I basically used that car with a medical route first. Then I moved my way up to a cargo van.
Wow. Wow. Now, how did your family take this? Telling them, hey man, because I don't know if you're married or anything like that. How did your family take this when you told them, man, I'm gonna start my own thing?
To be, my wife was kind of shaky about it. She was like, "I trust you." She was like, "I trust you because you'll go get her.
Mm-hmm.
You're a grinder. You can hustle." But she was scared of the contracts where I can work for somebody, but would I get paid?
Mm-hmm.
Would they scam me?
Mm-hmm.
So she was scared on that principle. Whereas like bills are still coming. What if you don't get paid? Then what?
Right. Right.
But she was very supportive. My whole family is very supportive. I can
That's
say I
good.
appreciate them.
That's good,
Hmm.
man. That's because a lot of people don't have that support system and they kind of gotta do what they own. Now take me, man, take me up to the weeks leading up to you actually leaving that job, leaving that comfort, that steady paycheck.
Okay. What I did was I went on Google and I searched independent contractors, personal vehicle, and I hit search.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing came up, to be honest. For Jacksonville, Florida, nothing popped up. So I
Okay.
was like, hmm. I was like, hmm. So I typed in medical carrier. When I typed that in, three companies came up: Associated Carrier and Patty One, and then another company called SDS. So I applied for all three. Only one gave me the opportunity, which was Associated Carriers.
Okay.
And once I got approved, I started running on the weekends, still working my 9 to 5, running on the weekends with
Mm-hmm.
my car.
Mm-hmm.
Then, as an on demand carrier for them, then when the operation manager for that contract told me that he have a route Monday through Friday, I could be making 1,500 to 1,900 dollars a week. I say, sure, let me go ahead, tell my wife, talk to my wife. We talked about it. Yes, it was below what I was making at my job at that moment,
Mm-hmm.
which was $14 an hour. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but but she said, "Babe, it's up to you. You can work like you say Monday through Friday, $1,900 a week. But what about the weekends?
Mm-hmm.
Or what about how long would it take you?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, good question, babe. I said, well, it take me 46 hours. She said, okay, let's break it down. If it take you 4 hours, then you can get another contract. That's another 4 hours.
Mm.
And now you're making double.
Mm.
So instead of the 1,900, now you're going to be making 3,800.
Mm.
I said, you're right. And that's what I did.
That's what you did. Man, bro, I it takes a certain type of individual, man, to walk away from that 40 something dollars an hour. Because I'm in South Mississippi, man. It's only one
Hmm.
job that pays that kind of money in my area, and everybody and their mother try to get hired on, and the people that hire on do not quit. For you,
Yeah, it's like that here too in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, a big city,
uh
but
huh.
it's small.
Okay.
It's like country.
Oh, okay. 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 Man, that's awesome. Now, did you? What was that feeling, man, of your last day at work?
Man, it was great. No, because I'm not under stress no more. Whereas I walk in, I don't have to have that pressure of, okay, I got to be on top of, this whole entire oil house, which is like, dude, I'm talking about like 90,000 plus
Mm-hmm.
employees.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to worry about that no more. It's just me. So if this fail, it's on me.
It's on you. It's
It's
on
just
you.
on me. I don't have to worry about nobody or babysit nobody.
Wow. Wow.
Right. So it was a relief. I really cried. I really cried in the parking lot. And I'm just, saying hallelujah to God and
Right.
just crying at the same time.
Right. Man. That's so awesome, man. Now, when you quit, did you continue working out of your car?
Yes. For 5 months. And then I had enough to put down on a cargo van.
Wow. Wow. So within 5 months of you leaving your job, you was already
Hmm.
able to elevate and buy a van.
Yes, sir.
Wow, man. I don't know if you noticed or not, but the guys you left back at your full time job, they watching you.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh yeah,
watching.
man. They comment, they message me. Oh yeah, dude, you did tell us. I did. Oh, we knew you didn't know it. You told me I wasn't gonna do it. I was
Oh
gonna
man.
fail.
Man. Now how did cause bro, when I was scrolling through your TikToks,
Hmm.
you literally give the game, tell people what apps to apply on. You literally give the game. Now,
Hmm.
why don't you see it as, man, if I get the game, I'm not gonna get as much work, so I'm gonna keep it all to myself? Because you have people like that. What made you
Correct.
decide to
Gatekeepers.
right, gatekeepers? What made you decide to say, man, I'm gonna get a game away? Because I know I'm gonna still eat.
But it started with one young lady that was in California. She messaged me and she told me how much she spent for a not a guru, but like one of them people who sell like courses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy never showed her anything or gave her the proper information to make money.
Mm-hmm.
He just made her pay like $1,700
Mm.
one time fee, and she never got work. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna help everybody out. Just post my videos. I hope they watch. I hope they take notes, and just hope and pray that it help them get an opportunity.
Wow, man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's good that because man, I was always taught, man, if you got a cup in this field and you pour it out upon other people, you would
Hmm.
always have more than enough what you need because you investing in other people. You never know how that turns around and bless you.
Right, because it might bless your company where
Yep,
they might want to work for you
they might want to work for you, man. Now,
or work with you.
or work with you. That's true. That is true. Now, when you're out in the field, what's the difference
Hmm.
between you and all of the other carriers? I don't know. Is it carrier or courier?
I don't know, country
Okay.
man.
Hey,
Carrier, I
what?
don't know.
Just write the check.
Yeah, just write the check. Just give me my money.
Right now, what's the difference between you and all the other guys out there on the road?
I
Far as
would
what you're
say
doing, far as because you see everybody on TikTok now posting about this stuff. Far as what you're doing in your area, what's the difference between you and Joe Blow?
consistent
Consistency.
consistency.
Mm.
Where some people I notice, I'm watching others too. That's what I do. I
Mm-hmm.
study others because you always this type of game, this type of business, you always want to try to figure out. Okay, something new comes up every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference is consistency, and um, that's all I see. Consistency.
Consistent.
Some people just make $600 in one day, and they like, oh, I'm good for the day.
That's
I'm not
enough.
gonna do nothing tomorrow.
Yep.
But tomorrow you're not getting paid.
Right.
So
Right.
your business, you should have a business plan where you should know how many days, you should know how many hours, you should have a set goal, you should have a vision board, you should have all these things.
Have everything. Yep. Yep. Let me ask you this,
So I
man.
say consistency.
Do
Hmm.
you need a CDL for what it is you're doing?
No,
Regular driver's
no, sir.
license.
You could just have a regular driver license. You could be in the car, dude, making good money right
Man.
now.
Man, you like you just said, man, driver's license, which everybody have in their car. and they can
Yep.
start making money. Man, that's
Regular, I'm talking about regular driver license, and you can make at least $1,500 a week. at
Easy.
least. That's the minimum.
That's the minimum.
That's one contract.
One.
Yep.
Now let me ask you this. I've seen also on your TikTok you said you get loads from the airport and you go to the
Yes, sir.
military base. Explain that.
Okay, so how I got that was I went on Sam Dot contract, government contract.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first time ever doing that. It was a lot, man. A lot of information. You got
Okay. Okay.
um that's how I got the military, the base contract through
Mm-hmm.
sam.gov. And I had a twit card. I have a twit card.
Okay.
And you gotta have a good background. No criminal history.
No criminal
Or if you
history.
have criminal history, it can't be anything like felonies or, weapons or deadly harm or anything like that, battery.
Okay.
But now with the airport, that was with a local contract
Mm-hmm.
here in Jacksonville, Florida. They have a master contract with the airport, and I'm just their third party delivery provider.
Wow. Now I've seen. Now, with that being said, that you go into the military base and that you go into the airport,
Hmm.
do you see other competition? Not competition, but do you see other guys in your field going, or they didn't jump the hurdles to get through?
No, sir, not at all. I see more box trucks
Oh, okay.
than cargo van.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, more box trucks than cargo van.
It sounds like, man, you carved out your own niche in Jacksonville.
I really did. I really did,
Wow.
man. What I do is I do the old way. Everybody asks me. I get like 30 plus messages a day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they always ask me, "How do you get these contracts? What do you do?" The old way. I go knock on the door.
Yeah.
Well, I Google first. I make my own route from Google, and
Mm-hmm.
I search all the business and companies, and I say, okay, Monday, I'm going to hit all these 7 companies. Tuesday, 13, Wednesday, 14, and just keep going up each day until somebody call me. Somebody gonna call me. Somebody gonna need a delivery provider. So
Right.
I just gamble, man. I just go knock on the door, and a lot of doors been slammed in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Cops been called on me for trespassing, for soliciting. So I just keep going.
Keep going. Now, for the naysayers out there,
Hmm.
what's a few or one of the mistakes you've had to learn the hard way?
Ooh, that's a good one. Jumping too fast into a contract without reading the whole entire contract.
I got you. I
You
got
want me
you.
to break that down?
Yeah, right. Please.
Okay. So my first big contract due was with a company. They was contracted with IKEA, and they was a broker company, and they was paying me $20,000 a month
mm,
to pick up IKEA items from a warehouse and deliver to customers locally around Jacksonville area or Georgia or Carolina. Um, they, I'm right now. I'm in a legal battle right now with them, but they owe me $120,000.
man, man,
Yes, sir. And they never paid me. I
never.
worked for them for months, and they never paid me because they supposed to be paying me net 30. I didn't read the
Okay.
whole entire contract. I just signed that dotted line when I saw $20,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh heck yeah! And I didn't read. I
Okay.
just jumped in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: with that contract, the
Hmm.
only thing spent on your end was time and gas.
Yes, sir.
So wow. So even then, even the worst mistake you've made, the only thing you was out of was time and gas, which is still valuable, but it's not like like the young lady spent 1,700 on the course and didn't get nothing. I'm sure you spent more than that on gas, but it's like it's not saying you can't fail, but it's like, okay, this is the worst that can happen. You just keep picking up and move on, go get the next contract.
Pretty much, yes, sir. I had a business plan, so I already had a business plan and a vision board while I was working my 9 to 5, building up, watching YouTubers and stuff. I had 3 years. So before I started everything, I had 3 years of building my business plan. So I wouldn't fail.
Wow.
Not saying I'm perfect, but I
Right.
wouldn't fail
Right. Right.
or make huge mistakes. I made that's a huge mistake I made, to be honest, that contract. But
Right.
not where it's like I'm paying somebody for information. I went out and did my homework and
Right.
got my own information.
Man, bro, that's awesome, man. And I like the fact that you said, man, you had a vision board while you was at your full time job.
Yes, sir.
Because you know, you some people, man, when you working with people, like they people live for the weekend. Because I always say this: your paycheck is used to fund the vision, to fund your dream, and then your dream
Yes,
will
sir.
fund the lifestyle that you really want. But some people, well, 90% of people, they take that paycheck, they travel with it, they shop with it, they try and live the best life they can instead of investing into that dream that they have, man. And for you to actually sit down with that vision board while you working your 9 to 5, it's just, man, bro, that's just, I love to hear that.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I had my vision board. It was so crazy. I had my vision board in my living room,
Mm-hmm.
my my bathroom, my bedroom, and my office. So every time I look around, it's there in my face. So it's never a day where it's like I can just say, "Oh, I'm not gonna think about what I want to do or elevate in life." No, it's always gonna be in my face
Right,
to push me.
right. To me, sound like, man, when you made that vision board, it was already in your mind. Like, look, this job over with is just, I just need to,
Pretty much.
yeah. And man, that's so awesome, man. That is awesome. Now,
Thank
out
you.
of all of that, what keeps you motivated?
To be honest, seeing my son smile and him brag about me at school. Like
Ain't
he
no better
always tell
feeling.
everybody, my dad is a business owner. My dad have a logistics company. Uh, my dad make this much money. I'm like, hey, don't do
Don't say
that.
that.
Don't
Yeah,
say that
don't
now.
say that. You're right. Now, do you think this logistics company is one of the things that slept on? Like a lot of people really don't know the money you can make in this industry.
Yes, sir. I think a lot of people are now getting into it, but they are getting into it without a business plan or a
Mm,
vision board. They
right.
just hopping into it because they see my video or they see somebody else's video on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, and they like, "Ooh, they made this money. Let me quit." No, it took me 3 years before I quit my job.
Wow. 3 years.
So
Wow.
3 years are a lot of dedication of getting information, sacrificing. Where if my wife wanted to go on a date, I was like, "No, I need to watch this video to figure this out."
Hmm.
So yeah.
Let me ask you this, man. Like, as you said, when you was working your job, you was kind of doing all of this on the weekends. Now,
Yes,
was
sir.
you sacrificing? Because a lot of people get this misconstrued, and when I say this, they kind of view me as the bad guy. Was you sacrificing your family time to build your business on the weekends?
Yes, sir. I did. It's not a bad. You're not a bad guy for asking that because
Right.
I asked myself that plenty of times.
Right.
But yes, I did. I
Now,
sacrificed my family for the business. Yes, sir.
now, do you think that was what it took to get you to where you're at today? Do you think it was another way to do that besides sacrificing your family time?
It wasn't. What I found out, it could have been another way. I could have done it. Where the times where at work when it's downtime, I could have used that instead of waiting on a Saturday to focus on my business.
Mm, yeah.
I could have waited for Saturday to throw that football with my son or go on that date with my wife and use the downtime at work on that Friday or that Thursday.
But would you agree you have more time now with your family than you did before?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of
Way
people
more time.
way more time, exactly. A lot more time. Now let me ask you this.
Oh yeah.
Where do you see your business at in 5 years and where do you see it at in 10 years?
5 years, I see myself having at least not owning but dispatching because that's my next step now is dispatching. Dispatching several and helping supporting several independent contractors out there
Mm-hmm.
that have a cargo van. teaching as well for free, like having classes for free,
Mm-hmm.
where you could come and you can hear me out and I can show you proof.
Wow.
Um, for 5 years, that's it for 5 years. Then for 10 years, having my own warehouse.
Wow. Having your own warehouse.
Yep, well, I'm the supplier.
Wow. Wow.
Yes,
Now I heard you say you want to start doing classes for free.
yes,
Now,
sir.
what made you decide to do it for free? I know you touched on this earlier, but at this point in your
Mm-hmm.
life, you've already given out numerous free tips. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
What made you to say, man, I'm gonna just keep giving it for free instead of I'm gonna package this into a course because everybody see the blueprint I laid for myself. They see all the free knowledge I already given. This bit right here, I'm gonna package it into a course and sell it for $1.99. What made you decide to go to continue to go the free route instead of creating a course?
The economy right now, the economy in 5 years, hopefully the economy gets better, but right now nobody can afford the prices for the ebooks and
Mm-hmm.
courses that people are out here charging. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather at least give you free game for 45 minutes, but my class will be free, but you still got to get to me. So
Mm-hmm.
you still have to
Okay.
pay to get to me.
I understand.
But when you get there, you get free information
Right.
that you will walk out with at least an opportunity in a contract.
Right. That makes sense. That make a lot of sense. Now I want to ask you this. Is there any motivational speakers or any books that you are currently reading?
The Bible,
The Bible.
King James.
King James. Hey, that's so true, man. Because man, I've heard a guy say, I'm gonna have to find his book. I want to say he was in the military, and he said, man,
Mm-hmm.
from the I think like for the past 30 years, he'll read the whole Bible, he'll start it, read it again. He'll finish it, start it, read it again, start read it again. He said, man, and what he learned, he had so much wisdom from just reading the Bible that people would come to
Correct.
him with different topics, coming to him getting answers and wisdom, and people would ask him, man, where'd you get all this knowledge from? He said, man, the only thing I read is the Holy Bible. He said, and that's
That's
everything you
it.
need. And man, it's something because I would say, man, these past 3 years of my marriage has been real awesome because I just been applying biblical principles and knowledge and listening to other biblical speakers. Like right now, I just heard this guy say, "Man, read Ephesians. Ephesians will teach you about how to treat your wife, how to treat yourself." And Monday morning, man, I'm gonna start my devotion for Ephesians 5. I would say,
Okay.
man, the Holy Bible, bro, has just been a tremendous game changer in my life. Outside of getting
That's
saved,
all.
you know.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got saved for the first time with my wife, with my family
Okay.
for that was 2 years ago.
Wow.
I got saved the first time, and last year was my first time reading the Bible,
Wow.
and I haven't stopped since.
Haven't stopped
And I
since.
just been reading, reading, reading. And I noticed that it's the guide of life,
Yeah.
where it's telling you what's going on in this world. It's there. It's already been implemented,
It's
just a
all.
different
Yep.
way.
Yep. It is, bro. It is. And what I was getting at too, man. It's like to me, just hearing your story, man. It's like to me, God was kind of outlining your path. Like you said, you sat down for 3 years, and you come up with the vision board. And
Yes, sir.
it's a scripture in the Bible where God, I'm not can't quote it verbatim because when I put myself on the spot, I get tongue tied. But
Me
it's a
too.
scripture in the Bible when he says when a man sit down and buildeth a house or buildeth a castle or something that he write down a plan and make sure he have enough money to finish it because if he don't finish it, he'll look like a fool, you know.
There you go. Yes,
and
sir.
and by you sitting down for them 3 years with your vision board, man, and this is it was crazy because the Bible speaks on every aspect of life. You want to go in business for yourself, you sit down with a plan, a vision board, and see what it's gonna take to execute that. But if you don't see it's going,
Correct.
you don't see what if you don't see how you can execute it, then you can okay, we got to start with another plan. Versus if you bring me all the knowledge you have today, you be like, man, you can make 19, 2 grand a week, being a carrier. I just quit my job tomorrow. Man, I'm gonna be a carrier, not knowing what all I have to do. you know,
Right. Because
Yep.
that's not it. You have to do a lot. You got to have the certifications.
Yep.
Uh, where sometimes they will provide that for you, or they will ask you to get it, and then that's when you got to Google. You got to pay for it.
Yep.
So it's like where that money come from? How you gonna be able to afford the certifications?
Yep. That's true. That's true. Now let me ask you this, man. Do you think and I hate to say it this way because everybody have a different view on it. What do you think about a person that just gets a job, stay on that job 40 to 50 years? Do you think they've wasted their time, or do you think there was more out there for them? Or do you think they played it safe? What's your view on somebody staying on a job for 40 years?
They too comfortable with life. They too comfortable with dead end situations.
That's true. And you know what brings to mind, man, I don't know if you ever heard of the yellow trucking company, or when they went belly up, and they had this video of this guy, man. He'd been there like 38 years and he lost his retirement.
Hmm.
And it's like, man, I know it was something else he wanted to do with his life, but when you get married, have kids, you want to be stable for your family. But at the same time, man, I really feel like I feel as though, man, God give everybody a gift and a talent. And if you don't execute that, man, you just die with it. It's like, man, you missed it.
Right. And then my vision was, so when me and my wife got married, we uh our son's adopted. So
Mm-hmm.
when we adopt him, and my plan was at that time, I told my wife, okay, we need to always be there with our son, have that we want to build that life experience where my son can say, my father was always there.
Mm.
He never chose work over me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my dad and my mom always was at my games. They was always at my party. I always did things with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't say that about their parents. That's why you can't remember. Some people can't remember when the last time they had fun with their parents.
Yeah, that's true, man. That is true. And like you say,
And so that was
man,
my goal.
yeah, yeah. And that's good, man. You was able to execute that. A lot of people get lost in the grind. Cause man,
Yeah.
by me being a welder by trade, I've worked with. Cause I have my own business, and at times in the winter when things get slow for me, I revert back to a job. But I've worked with guys, man. It's just you try to show them the light, and they just don't see it. Only thing they see is how much I'm getting paid an hour. How many hours are y'all gonna let me work? And let's do this 52 weeks out the year. And you look up,
Well,
man.
how can you
Go
how
ahead.
can you gu- how can you guide and help the blindness out of the wilderness?
That's true.
so, so, so they can't see it.
They can't see it,
So
man.
hey,
They can't see it, and it's like you gotta leave them, bro. You got to leave them.
they can't see the smoke signal, man. They
Yep,
can't see it.
yep. And
They
and it
can't
and,
see it.
and there's two guys in particular. I'm gonna speak on them. One guy, man, he was an awesome mechanic, bro. Awesome mechanic, and he chose, bro, to go work. I've seen him quit 3 jobs within the past 5 years. He chose to keep quitting
Mm,
job, going to this job. This pay a little bit more. I say, man, bro, you have a skill. I'm gonna be honest, bro. In Ocean Springs, Mississippi, South Mississippi, there is no
mm.
mobile mechanics. It doesn't exist. He could have been the first one with it. Because honestly,
And record.
and record. Honestly, I would pay a mobile mechanic. My truck need brakes
Me
right
too.
now. I would go buy everything I need, put it on the front seat, man, just handle it. I'll pay you. Instead
Pretty
of me
much.
taking my stuff to the shop. It's another guy, man. He does sprinkler system work. And man, I would be sending him jobs, sending him jobs, sending him jobs. He told me, I ran into him the other day. He said, man, you don't have to send me no more work, man. I'm going to take the supervisor position at my job, and that's going to pretty much kill all the free time I have. I said, well, all right, man.
What?
And I just see it, bro. It's like, bro, in 30 years, that supervisor position is either going to drive you crazy or you just going to be wanting to give it up. Versus if you would have just stayed a worker for maybe 3 more years and really put the effort behind this, you could have had because nobody in my area, again, nobody in my era have their own sprinkler business. You got to call either a landscaper, and 9 times out of 10 in the spring, the landscaper don't have time. It's so many niches, man, and it's just these guys know how to do it. It's just I'm gonna get comfortable for that paycheck.
Pretty much.
Yep.
They get how they say you rock a baby, you feed a baby, you clothe the baby.
Yep.
You keep doing that to your baby, they be 18, you still doing it. They're not gonna leave home.
They ain't
They're not gonna leave
leave.
that nest.
You gotta.
So
Yep.
same thing with adults.
Same
If
thing.
I keep you comfortable, I could pay you $17 an hour and stress you out,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm making $9,000 off of you
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I'm happy because I got you working
That's true. That's
and you
true.
comfortable.
You comfortable. That's true, man. That's true. Now, a few more questions, man. I'm gonna get you out of here. If you can, if somebody was to come up to you, or I'm gonna use it like this: if you can give yourself some advice back when you was creating that vision board of all the knowledge you have experienced up to today, what would be the one thing you would tell yourself back when you started creating your vision board about this business that you're in?
The advice I'll give myself:
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
don't don't take everybody criticism as negative.
Okay.
Take it as positive.
Okay.
See the positive. See the positive in it, the effect in it, not the negative side.
Cool.
And don't beat yourself up about it.
Right. Give yourself room to make
And,
mistakes.
right.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, last but not least, do you need a college degree to make over $100,000 a year?
No, sir. I know a guy right now that's just cut here, and he's 16 years old and make a lot of money. This man made 115,000. Now he just brought a cargo van, and I got him on a contract under me, and he make 200,000 doing that.
Wow. Wow.
He ain't even finished high school.
He ain't
You heard
finished
me
high
say
school.
16? He got a big brother in the driver's seat.
That's awesome, man. Bro, it's just nothing but opportunity out here. I tell people this all the time. In 2025, people, please forgive me for what I'm about to say, but this is so true. If you can't make $100,000 in 2025, you are the problem.
Pretty much. Look at yourself in the mirror.
Yep. Yep. And if you're not making it, there's nothing stopping you from making it.
Right. Sometimes you have to move on, which I mean, you
Yep.
might have to go to another city, another state.
Yep. Yep. That's true, man. Well, Mr. DeAngelo, and I really appreciate your time, man. I really appreciate you shedding light, man, and doing this interview.
Ain't no problem, man. I really appreciate you, man, being patient with me, waiting on me. And I appreciate this interview, man.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks again, Mr. DeAngelo.
Ain't no problem, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Bye bye.
All right. Yeah, we bless.
Let's give that guy a round of applause, y'all. Now, what is stopping you guys from doing what it is you want to do? As y'all heard Mr. DeAngelo says, for 3 years, he sat down with this vision board, came up with a plan. Remember, God says, without a vision, the people perish. What's stopping you from being great? What's stopping you from achieving the things you want to achieve? As you heard him say, he had to sacrifice his family times on the weekend for a short season. I don't know if he sacrificed his family time the whole 3 years while he was creating the vision, but now, like he said, he got more time than he can dream of with his family. I challenge you in 2025. I challenge you to start a vision board. Come up with that vision. Come up with that plan. I'm going to say this. You do not have to leave your full-time job. You do not have to leave your full-time job, but create something on the side that brings in an income. And last but not least, if you're not making $100,000, and if you end 2025 and you're not making $100,000, you are the problem. You are the problem. Come up with a plan. Come up with your vision board and execute. Thank y'all for tuning in from the Valley to the Mountaintop podcast. We just heard Mr. DeAngelo go from the valley to his own personal mountaintop. Will you be next? Or you can stay on the sidelines and watch everybody else achieve the things they want to achieve, and you can beg your boss for a raise if he don't lay you off or if he don't get tired of you and fire you. Your future is in your hands. This is not in nobody else's hands. Your future is in your hands. Nobody else's. Catch y'all on the next one.